Hi, and welcome to 31 Days of Qigong. My name is Sue Kreitz. Okay, you've almost practiced a week. This is so exciting. Awesome. How do you feel? I'd love to hear. I really wanted to emphasize today the importance of keeping it simple. I have been gradually giving you more movements and new movements and adding time and adding seated meditations. I'm super keen about this, and I think that those of you that are keen will really like that. But there's another part to this where it doesn't have to be all that stuff. You can just stick with one or two movements that you learned at the very beginning if they feel good to you. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. You're still going to get amazing benefits if you just practice for a short period of time a day. 10 to 15 minutes is great. You don't need to do 20, 30, anything more if it doesn't feel right for you, if you can't fit it in. This is about being simple and not having to, overhaul your whole life to get to it. So that being said, I think I have the maximum time in the calendar as 30 minutes, and I think the last bit, I ramp it up. You can just use it as a guide, and the calendar is just a guide. Some people like to check things off. But like I said, if there's one movement you really like, just do that one every day for 5 or 10 minutes. That's amazing. Today, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the 5 elements. So Master Lin created the foundational or fundamental movements many years ago, and they are extremely powerful, as you've already experienced. And then just a few years ago, he added in another series called the 5 elements. And they correspond to the 5 elements that are the foundations of Chinese medicine. The 5 element movements Master Lin created because he felt that there was a bit of a shift energetically and we needed more support with our emotions. And there's a little bit more other movements to help with longevity and balance. But we know that most of our blockages start in the emotions. So if we can find ways to help balance and heal our emotions, we can help also balance and heal our bodies. It's so amazing how it works that way. So there's certain emotions that have vibrational frequencies that affect our organ systems and our energy channels in our bodies. And Master Lin has developed 5 movements that 2 of them overlap with the ones you've already learned, so that it's not like you're learning 5 new ones. Each movement corresponds to one of the 5 elements. The elements are wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And those elements correspond to a season. So there's certain organ systems and emotions that are associated with each element. And as I said, there's also an emotion. There's a positive emotion and then there's a negative emotion that is affiliated with each one of these elements. What you're going to learn today is it's the element of metal, and the movement is connecting to your body's energy. If you want to learn more about the 5 elements, I do have a masterclass that I teach periodically, so you can just have a look on my website, suekreitz.ca. Master Lin also has an amazing 5-element healing workshop you can take, and that would be on the springforestqigong.com website. The 5 elements are really rich with information that can help us live in alignment with what's going on in nature, and I'm very passionate about that. So right now we are in the metal element, which is transitioning into the water element as we get closer to December 21st for those of us in the Northern Hemisphere. The movement you're going to learn today is called Connecting to Your Body's Energy. Each one of these movements that I've taught you is way more complex than what I've explained to you. There's way more going on there in your body. Everything that you're doing when you do the movement, you're doing for a very good reason. And if you study a level 1 class, you'll understand more about that. So the subtleties of these are actually quite powerful. So for this one, connecting to your body's energy, I'm just going to back up to show you. So if you recall, you would have started with your preparing yourself, and started by doing your bouncing and your energy breathing and settling down, breathing in and out of your skin, and then saying the password. For this movement, you're going to stand with your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. So you want to take a step out. You want to have your knees slightly bent, your spine is straight, your shoulders are relaxed. You have your hands in this position. It's like a heart shape. Your thumbs are touching and pointing upward, and all your fingertips are touching and pointing downward. And you hold this position in front of your lower dantian. So you're using some strength to keep this here, some muscle. You couldn't pull a piece of paper out of here. So when you're doing this, it's activating your heart channels. Okay, so that's part of this movement. And then what you do is with your spine straight, your shoulders are relaxed, you have a gentle smile. You inhale as you lunge over to the left slightly, and exhale as you lunge over to the right. So it'd be the opposite of me if you're facing me. Okay, so inhale, lunging to the left. Exhale, lunging to the right. If it hurts you to lunge, then don't lunge. You don't need to lunge. You can stand with your feet hip width apart, knees slightly bent. Visualize you're doing the lunge. And again, you could be seated or lying down for any one of just visualizing and moving your feet. So just feel what this feels like. Inhaling as you lunge to the left, protecting your knees, feeling good. Exhaling to the right. And if you like, you can add in the emotion that corresponds to this element. And the emotion for this movement is contentment. So contentment can help with feelings of depression, sadness, and grief. When we focus on contentment, it actually helps to heal the lungs, the breathing system, the sinuses, the large intestine, the skin, but also helps to heal depression, sadness, and grief. So by doing this movement, you can focus on what it is that makes you feel most content. Maybe it's sitting by a fire or swimming in the ocean and watching a sunset. Or maybe it's walking in the woods or going for a run. You can feel that. Or you can just say in this moment, I'm so content. I feel so content right now. And just feel that satisfaction in every one of your cells. Feel what that feels like. Wonderful. Now come back to center, and then you can finish off rubbing your hands together and massaging your face. I've got my glasses on, so I can't do it. So that is connecting to your body's energy. And in the practice today, I have suggested for you that you do moving of yin and yang, so this one, and then joining of yin and yang, this one, and then you move in to this one. So you can do all three of those together, and then you can close by rubbing your hands together and massaging your face, and that's your practice for today. So again, you can just do one of those if you want, or you could do all of them. You can spend 5 minutes in each or 2 minutes in each, whatever you want to do. It's completely up to you. So thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm grateful for you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.